So, just for fun, I thought I'd go ahead and break down yet another Firestorm match. This one was another personal best for me. I ended up with 12 kills, and for reasons I'll go into in a little bit here, it's probably going to be the best I end up with for Firestorm. But anyway, so this is going to be the full-length video. As luck had it, a few interesting things happened early on for me, so I saved these clips in 10-minute increments, and I ended up having a few things that happened early on, so I saved those, and of course as the match went on I was racking up kills. I started saving a little bit more frequently, so this time around I actually managed to get almost all the footage and every single one of my kills. So if you want to just see the kills, I made a much shorter video. I would just watch that. However, I probably will time tag a few points in this match so that you can skip ahead if you don't want to listen to me talk and just want to get straight to the action. But anyway, so the reason I think this is probably going to be my last big Firestorm match is because Firestorm has just kind of like gone completely to hell. People have stopped playing it for the most part. Teamers have really been taking over the mode, even on consoles where we usually don't have to deal with much cheating most of the time. They've really been ruining the game. And then just recently, patch 4.4 came out, and that re-broke the loot issue. So it's not really a mode worth playing. Alright, so I ended up getting down here a little bit late, and this guy did a pretty bad job of punishing me for that. I don't know why he took a few shots and then came around the corner while reloading. Maybe he thought I didn't pick up a gun at all. Pretty sloppy move. He paid for it, you know. But hey, it's early. This is exactly the kind of time when you do want to screw up. And I think I might have seen this guy come down as well, but he did not really think about what he was doing. He tried to like come back up here. He must not have heard me. So, well, he didn't win the match, but at least he got a nice stab in. Well, reverse stab kind of thing. I thought it was kind of funny. And thanks to this guy, I actually managed to save these early clips. So, thank you to him. So, little cut there. That's just me saving a clip. And I don't know why, but it cuts off a little bit of material there. You didn't miss anything. And for the next little bit here, not much happened, so I'll go back to what I was talking. Well, I'll just mention that the dam is surprisingly, it's fairly popular, but it's one of my favorite places to drop. I just, for whatever reason, I'm usually able to win the battles when I land there, and there's a lot of great loot here. It's probably one of the best loot spots in the game, if not the best. So it's one of my favorite spots to land. Anyway, so like I was saying, though, teaming has completely destroyed the mode. The various other problems that, you know, just the total lack of support, I don't know, I mean, if you've played Firestorm and you've been following what's going on with Battlefield, you know that the entire game is in kind of a bad state right now. So Firestorm has really been, you know, like, especially bad off because, I mean, you have to remember that this was Criterion's baby, not DICE's. So DICE, I imagine, has had very little enthusiasm or interest in supporting the Firestorm mode anyway. And they might not, I don't even think they fully understand the mode. If you've been following, you know, like gaming news, you know, like you've heard that, you know, studios like Ubisoft and Epic open studios in Stockholm, Sweden, where DICE is based out of, and from the sound of it, they poached a lot of DICE's talent when they came in, and I feel like that's been having a pretty distinct effect, because you can really see that Battlefield 5 has really not had the quality of previous Battlefield games. You know, like, it's clear that a lot of, you know, like, their people, they're too new, or maybe they're just not even as talented, whatever. They've got problems there, and they're really struggling to keep anything going. And I mean, I could talk on and on about this, and I probably will during a lot of these dead times, but talking a little bit about the match here for a second, I saw that there's a guy over there at C trying to capture that objective resupply. Somebody killed him. He's just, too far away. I figure I'd rather just stay here, loot the dam, finish that up, rather than going all the way over there, to go chase a kill. And I somehow managed to miss this for quite a while. That's always good to find, some medium armor. I mean, if you don't find at least medium armor, you're going to have a rough time going forward throughout the whole match. So, I honestly, my looting doesn't end until I get at least that medium armor. And what's happened here, I don't even know why the heck I did this exactly or why it bothered me, but I saw that medium armor there and I'm like, oh, I don't want to just leave that there. They're still going to, come on, drugs, they're still going to pick up the plate carrier, even if they don't get the plates out of it. So this was just kind of stupid and pointless, and I would not have done that again. I'm also calling a ridiculous amount of attention to myself. Really just stupid play. A little bit smarter play, though, is you see that window across the way there. You better believe that I did see that, and now I'm a little bit on my guard, and that guy just kind of gave himself away. The visibility issue in Firestorm, even after I heard the shots, I kind of saw where they came from, but I didn't exactly know where he was, even though he's still poking out there. Really, that guy just made some really bad shots, and he really should have killed me, because I kind of offered myself up to him, but, that's Firestorm. That's Battlefield, really. Anyway, so yeah, Firestorm has been kind of a bad place, and I mean when the issue with the loot re-glitching, I don't even know what the heck you call it. It's loot issue broke again, and now all the gear is stacked up in a tight pile again. You can't find or grab the stuff that you need. It's really disappointing. Anyway, so what just happened here, we missed a couple minutes. Not much happened there, as you can see in the bottom, or the middle left there. I didn't get any more kills during that time period. This guy won a fight here and healed himself just to die again. Unfortunate for him. So yeah. So nothing really important here happened for a decent while. And I just ended up running from the dam over to this area here, because I saw this resupply point, and I figured, well, it's out of the way, maybe no one's over here, maybe no one's going to come over here. That ended up being wrong. We ended up getting a total of 3 people here, spoilers, but, yep, so all you can really do, this objective area is really terrible defensively. I'm just grabbing, a tiny shred of anything that looks kind of like concealment. It's usually pretty good, but, this time didn't quite work out. So, he caught me with a headshot with a sniper rifle. As long as you have armor, you'll survive that, unless it's from the boys AT rifle, then I believe that will kill anyone except for, full health and full heavy armor. And unfortunately, between the light snow effects and just general Battlefield 5 visibility, I've got no idea where he is, and he's kind of making a fool of me right now. That artillery shot was completely off the mark. Now, if you watch here at the bottom, I'm going to attempt to put in a plate. For whatever reason, that didn't go in. I think I switched just too fast. Very nearly cost me. And this is going to go on for a bit here. It's really stupid once again. I don't know, this guy really bothered me, apparently. Blame passed me for that one. And again, this is honestly, up to this point, I've been, kind of sloppy. And I'm just, because I really should have been, getting to cover and healing up there. But, I don't know, maybe I just felt like the storm was coming, anyone, that was, who else would show up? I don't know, whatever. Past me logic, what are you going to do? So, at the very least, I'm coming away from this with, pretty much full health and armor and all the other goodies. Interestingly, at this point, I've actually got as good of weapons that I'm going to get. Maybe earlier you noticed that I dumped off the purple Thompson for a blue STG-44, and some people might think that's crazy. It's just, here's my philosophy. A lot of the best matches that I've had in this mode, if I can get the weapons that I like in green formats, it generally just works better than finding, like those purple weapons, even though they might be statistically better or, like have, like the better, they got the specializations, they got all that stuff, and, other people, they might be able to make much better use out of a Thompson than I am, but it's just not my style. And over here we got a fight ahead of me, and I evaluated this for a little bit, and I decided I was going to go around it rather than engage directly. I've had really bad luck in this area with fighting guys on top of these roofs. It's pretty much never gone well for me, so I decided to work my way around here and set a trap for them, because as you can see in the bottom left on the mini-map, that's, they're going to have to move themselves eventually. So I figured I'd meet them there on my own turf rather than, engaging them on theirs. So, no teamers in this match, at least from what I saw. If there were, then they got split up or, killed off or whatever the case might be. That's always lucky. I mean, I hate to keep banging this drum, but I mean, this has been like a real problem. Another Battlefield 5 problem right there you probably saw. I don't know why it has this effect, but like there are just sometimes when you try and like go prone and your character just stands right back up again. Really annoying. I've gotten myself killed a few times because of that effect, because this game doesn't really have like a proper hit the deck button. I would honestly rather have that, where if like, at least for, like for example, I play on PlayStation 4, I would rather have double tap circle to just make a dive to the ground and then have like a slower bipod animation from that, as opposed to, like the baseball slide kind of animation, which doesn't really, it's a video game thing, it's not really like a military thing. So, like I said though, I saw those guys over there before, just kind of like work my way to set a trap. The ever popular Hannah Delacroix. I don't know what kind of shooting that was for me at the end of there, but hey, it worked. This almost cost me once again. I make so many mistakes, like it's kind of a funny thing. At least I got to play it in before this guy came up over the ridge. I think that was the same two people that I was looking at before. So it ended up working out pretty well for me. Obviously I wouldn't be like talking about my, like personal best and all that stuff. It was like, oh, there I go dying, like spoilers. Anyway, have a sip of coffee. But yeah, I recently they also changed the medium machine gun mechanics, so my two standby like weapon archetypes for this mode have always been, like the Sturmgewehrs. I really like those, and I also like the, especially the VGO MG42. I don't know if, like, some people say there's no recoil on the thing. I say there is, and it gets unmanageable sometimes, at least when I'm using a DualShock controller, which is how I play, PlayStation. So maybe if it was on mouse and keyboard, it would be a different story. This guy was unfortunate. He decided to make a move. He didn't quite hear me. I mean, once he ran out in front of me and took, like pretty critical damage, he didn't really stand much of a chance anymore. That's one of those luck of the draw kind of things. And if he'd waited another like 5-10 seconds, he would have probably had me dead to rights instead. It would have been the other way around. So, at this point, I've got 8 kills. There's 6 left. So I end up finishing off like 6 of the last 7. Is that right? No, 5 of the last 7, including me. So I didn't finish myself off. This guy actually, now this guy was smart. He's doing the smart thing. He actually checked his rear, which is really important to do when you're like moving away from the storm. Very close fight. I ended up with 2 health, and I didn't even have time to loot him. It was just, like, fight's over. There I go. Got to move ahead of the storm because I would have probably died immediately if I tried to go over there and loot him. Because it's late enough that the fire's starting to outpace the healing Surets. So at this point, I'm just trying to like get myself back up to full, using the visual obscuration from the fire because it moves and attracts, the human eye, and I can make use of that to get over there. Anyway, so I believe nothing happens at this part. We're just looking. We got 5 people left, and everyone's just doing, like their Firestorm thing, which is, if you know what you're doing, like, and you're not like someone like, like Maxi or Shroud or, like one of those extremely good players, you're probably going to be trying to camp and avoid, like, because, like the guy from 2 kills ago, like, maybe you can, like, run out and, like, find something, but odds are a little bit stronger that you're going to run in front of somebody who's just sitting there with a Bren gun or a MG42, and you're just going to get cut in half before you even have time to do anything, and you're never going to see them because they're hiding in bushes. Yeah, that's Firestorm. It's been another one of those knocks against the game from the get-go, like, combined with, the much slower, like, match starting and, matchmaking issues that like have really held it back from like being able to make any kind of splash on streaming and whatnot. So it's, I don't know, like I'm ragging on this mode right now. I will say that I thought this mode was kind of okay, but also kind of like too campy and boring early on. I took a long break from it, and then I came back and I kind of warmed up to it because, like I kept having a lot of these moments where I was able to, like find ways to stalk other players, and that became really satisfying. Stalk them in game, obviously. I don't mean like in real life. And yeah, like it's just, like I was finding these weird, satisfying moments that you can't really find in too many other battle royales. It became a lot of fun for me, and like as I got better at it, as I learned how to manage my, like how much damage I was taking, and like all that other kind of stuff, it became a lot easier for me to like start pushing the envelope, because early on, like I had a couple 8-kill rounds, and that was the best that I'd managed for a long time. I was always, like averaging about 5.5 kills whenever I did win a match, but I just didn't really feel like I was able to push it much further than that because the campy meta, I felt like it was just, like taking stupid risks. So this guy's gear went ahead and slid into the fire, and I just said, screw it. I'm already low on syringes. I don't need to go chasing that stuff. But yeah, like, it's just, I actually kind of came around to this mode, and I do feel like it has potential. That's kind of been the problem with a lot of, DICE's efforts, like, well, this is, like I said, this is Criterion, but, like, a lot of, like, the stuff that's gone into Battlefield 5, it's like, it's 95% there, but that 5% of incomplete or broken stuff, that's what really costs it. So so I didn't see this before. That's actually the second to last guy there. I did not see this during the actual match. I just kind of like zoomed it in there so you can see it. So we'll have to start wrapping this up here because you can see as we're getting pretty close to the end game. So, well, we're in the end game, of course. Alright, so at this point I'm watching this fight over here. I'm closing in for kill, because I already saw that I was at 10 kills. That put me at 11. I don't know why that cut there. Blame PlayStation 4, SHAREfactory. No, not SHAREfactory. It wasn't their fault. Yeah, it just cut there for like a second. You know, you didn't miss anything. I just ran like another 20 yards and shot the guy. So, as I said, I didn't see that guy before. He managed to see me there. And of course, he knew at least which direction I was, because I ran over and killed that guy. Again, that's a chance that I probably would not have taken earlier on when I was playing Firestorm, but, you know, I'm just kind of trying to push the envelope here. Because, why not? It's fun, right? You know, like, I've already proven that I can win this game over and over again, so why not, you know, like, keep pushing the envelope, see if I can push it, you know, like, even further. So, I see this guy here, he didn't see me, so I managed to get just enough drop on him that I laid into him before he was able to start shooting me, and that's the win. So, pretty dang good match for me. Really interesting thing about this end game was that there was no sector artillery, no V1s, or no flares. Like, that is extremely unusual for an end game, and yeah, I mean, it wasn't even like people used them earlier on in the end game. Like, I mean, there was just, I guess people just didn't find them. I think I actually, no, that's right, I used my sector artillery that I found before on that one guy that I ended up teabagging. But anyway, so that's the match. And like I said, because of the horrible state of Battlefield 5 right now, and like the main game's messed up as well with the ping issue, it's hard for me to want to play Battlefield 5 at all, and especially Firestorm, because the ping issues, the loot issues, the teaming, it all just kind of combines in like, there's a breaking point where this just isn't fun anymore. So, I don't know. I'll be keeping an eye on this. It's just we've seen so many failures with this game that I've lost my confidence that they're going to be able to turn it around, really. And especially with Firestorm, I don't think DICE has much interest in supporting it and building it. So, I don't know. It's been kind of just the death of Firestorm for me, and like, who knows? We'll see. If they wise up and they go free to play, and maybe they will one day turn this around, but I don't see that happening. Anyway, I've rambled long enough, and I already used up all my extra space on this repeat, so thanks for watching.